everywhere you walk and everywhere you look is like stepping back in time. I've literally been in there for 1 minute and I'm, I don't know, kind of gobsmacked to be honest. Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are out here in Rhodes in Greece. I've never been to Greece before. It's my first ever time. I've never been to the mainland or an island, so I'm really excited for today and to see what Rhodes has to offer. The plan is we're going to explore Rhodes Old Town, and we're also going to go to a beach, and I'm just going to get lost in the streets here in Rhodes. First things first, I need to get some food because I am starving. I got a ferry here this morning from Fethiye in Turkey, so I did a lot of traveling this morning and I arrived about an hour ago, so basically I had to go through passport control, and then I just dropped my bag off at the hostel. I had a big duffel bag full of all my clothes. So yeah, I put all my stuff away and now I'm ready to explore Rhodes. So let's check it out. And I've already noticed, just walking every corner, you have these amazing preserved remains of churches and old historical buildings. And I haven't even seen all of Rhodes yet, but I've heard it's full of that sort of stuff. And Rhodes has one of the best preserved old towns in the whole of Europe. Just trying to cross the road. I've also noticed that the traffic is a bit crazy. But yeah, super excited to explore the old town and show you guys what Rhodes Old Town has to offer if you've not been here already. But if you have been, come along with me for a second time. So yeah, as I said, I don't have a strict plan as such, but I'm gonna check out the old town like I've said a few times already. But I don't really have like a step-by-step itinerary. I'm just gonna check out the main sites in Rhodes. As I said, I will go to the beach. I think I'm gonna check out the old town and the buildings and then the beach, because I know it's just before midday, so it's approaching, well, early afternoon will be like the hottest part of the day, and I could go to the beach then, but I don't want to like get all, you know, when you go to the beach you get all sand, you know, I basically don't want to go to the beach, be all sandy and then explore the old town. I'd rather do it the other way around. So yeah, that is the plan. And I heard that there's a place called Mr. G's, which they're really famous for their gyros kebabs. And as I said, my first ever time in Greece, and I'm yet to eat a single bit of food in Greece. So really excited to see what a authentic Greek gyros is like. And today it's going to get up to 29 degrees Celsius, so it's going to be a hot one today. And as I said, I arrived to Rhodes this morning from Fethiye in Turkey. So I arrived in Turkey last night, but it was pitch black, so I couldn't really record anything. But watch out for my next videos where I'm going to be doing a Turkey series, where we're going to be exploring Fethiye, Deniz, and many other places around those areas. Man, I cannot get away from these viaducts. First Luxembourg and now Rhodes. Actually, come to think of it, I don't think it is a viaduct. But if I do want something a bit less traditional, they have a McDonald's. So maybe I'll come in later and get a gyros or something. Here we are, Mr. G's street food. Let's see what a gyros here is like. The prices seem really good here as well. I'm gonna get a mixed chicken and pork gyros, and it says here it's only €4.50, so that's not bad at all. Yeah, it's called Mr. G, so I wonder if it's in tribute for Mr. G, played by Chris Lilly in Summer Heights High. My food arrived. I got a mixed gyros, as I said, and I also got a sausage for extra protein. Let's see what this is like. My first ever gyros in Greece. Yamas. Delicious. This sausage is really good as well. It's like a chorizo sausage. Yamas. So that was Mr. G's Greek street food. And I tell you what, that was 10 out of 10. If you're ever in Rhodes and you just want a quick bite to eat, something cheap, something cheerful, go to Mr. G's, because that gyros and a drink was €5. I got a sausage as well, so it was like €9. But a gyros and a drink for €5, that's spot on. You cannot complain with that. Now I'm all fueled up and I'm ready to explore what is supposedly one of Europe's best old towns. Man, just walking to the old town, you can see how well preserved these buildings are here, and it's just giving me a taste of what's to come today. I know Rhodes has a lot of history throughout its time, and it's been ruled by many empires as well, so it probably has a lot of influence from, you know, different empires and rulers. So I'm on my way to a place called Palace of the Grand Master, which is also known as Castello. So when we get there, I'm going to share with you a bunch of facts and figures of Palace of the Grand Master. But as for demographics in Rhodes, it has a population of around 124,000 people. That is the whole island itself. But Rhodes City has a population of about 55,000. And in 2022 and 2023, the island had about 2.5 million visitors from tourists. But apparently between January to August of 2024, apparently 5 million people passed through Rhodes. So that is a very big jump. Yeah, just like many places you go around the world, there are people inviting you into their restaurants, but you are not short of options of places to eat and drink when you're here in Rhodes. Everywhere you look, dessert places, looks like a bakery or another dessert place. And I know Rhodes is also very famous for its seafood, so I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to have for my dinner later. Obviously something very authentic. I'm very tempted to get some sort of seafood because I love seafood. And you know, when in Rhodes, not when in Rome, when in Rhodes. Some really cool caricatures here. You got Robert De Niro, Bruce Willis, Leonardo DiCaprio, Mr. Bean, Ronaldo, Sylvester Stallone, Neymar, Messi, and not entirely sure who that is. So let me know in the comments. This side of town is where the harbour is, and it was actually over there where I got off my ferry earlier. So if you ever get a ferry to or from Rhodes, is this side of town where you enter or exit. And I know Greece are famous for their evil eyes, and you can see a lot of them there as well. Yeah, this is fucking hell, it's a shop. Didn't even realise, it's literally a shop on a boat. Oh man, if you have seasick, wouldn't recommend shopping there. I did not think that. I thought it was like a, there's another one over here as well. It's literally the boat's rocking. You know what, actually, because they got like things hanging from the like the ceiling of the boat, like shells and all sorts, it's creating like a bit of a noise. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Man, look at these streets and these buildings in Rhodes' Old Town. This is amazing. I've literally been in there for 1 minute and I don't know, kind of gobsmacked, to be honest. Someone dressed up as a knight you can take a photo with. Turning this corner here, this is probably one of the most popular picture spots in the whole of the Old Town of Rhodes. This is the Street of the Knights. So Street of the Knights is probably the most popular street in the whole of Rhodes Old Town, and it was built during the rule of Knights Hospitaller, who governed Rhodes from 1309 to 1522. And the street is lined with inns where knights from different tongues, which are language groups / nationalities, stayed. And the whole street is about 200 meters long, paved with cobblestones, and it still has much of its medieval appearance preserved today. So if you've ever been to Rhodes, you've probably been where I am right now. It is a really, really nice street here in the Old Town of Rhodes. Yeah, walking down here is honestly like stepping back in time. Like where I am right now is where knights would have been walking, you know, between the 12th and the 14th centuries, and you would have had inns, obviously hotels, either side of the street. And the inns, I believe, were separated from each other depending on, you know, which nationality or which language you spoke. So, you know, maybe one inn would have had Spanish speaking knights, others would have had Italian speaking knights. And right above me is a huge arch. Yeah, this is a really cool street, and I actually didn't purposely come here. It was on my radar too today, but I just ended up here. So it's really cool to kind of spontaneously stumble across things you're not really expecting. Check these guys out playing the handpans. Alright, that's a really cool instrument to be able to play. Right next to the Streets of the Knights. And right up here is the Palace of the Grand Master of the Knights here in Rhodes. I mean, I don't really know what to say. Look at the outside of it. It's hard to put into words to describe this building. And we're not even inside yet, so let's go inside and check it out. Right, we are out here in the Palace of the Grand Master of the Knights. I think that's what it's called. Palace of the Grand Master of the Knights. I think I'm saying it correctly. It's got a very long name. But the inside looks just as amazing as the outside. Take a look at this. I just realised it's also called Castello, so I'm just going to call it Castello instead of taking a year to say its name. Castello was built by the Knights of St. John in the 14th century on the site of a former Byzantine citadel, which was built in the 7th century, and it served as the residence of the Grand Master of the Knights Hospitaller and as an administrative centre of the order. And in the year 1522, after a long siege, Rhodes fell to the Ottomans, and then the palace was served as a fortress and storage. And during the Italian occupation between 1912 and 1943, the Italians restored the palace extensively, using it as a summer residence for King Victor Emmanuel III and later Mussolini, although Mussolini never actually visited the palace. And it's built in Gothic style, which is unusual in Greece, but it reflects the Western European roots of the Knights. And it's famous for its mosaic floors, many imported from Kos and other Greek islands during the Italian restorations. And in here it's like a museum part of the palace. Some more remains of some sort of ornaments and, I don't know, sculptures of some sort. Like these things, I can see like their faces or sculptures, something like that. And here's some old pictures of the ruins of the palace, I assume. Here as well you have some concrete blocks. And yeah, this is giving proper, like, I don't know, Roman Empire vibes, although not entirely sure if the Romans ruled Rhodes. I could see like an amphitheatre there and some ruins over there too. Another room here with old ancient ornaments. They look like cooking sort of items, like pots and like plates and bowls, maybe ornaments that the knights used to cook back in the day. Yeah, so that part of the palace was sort of like rooms you would get in museums with items from, you know, from back in the day. And now we're at the other side of the square in the palace. This palace is one of the top attractions in Rhodes Old Town, and it's also a UNESCO World Heritage Site. And the palace houses exhibitions on the history of Rhodes, ancient, medieval and Ottoman, the life of the Knights of St. John's and the Italian restoration works. And the palace was heavily damaged in the year 1856 by an accidental gunpowder explosion, but it was later rebuilt by the Italians. Right, let's check up here and see what this part of the palace has to offer. Huge staircase, and look at its ceiling as well. Crazy that they built this all those years ago. Check this room as well. Got some really cool sort of artwork made out of stones on the floor. Very intricate. And some more sculptures on the side as well. Some more really big rooms in the palace. And they give amazing views of the square. Yeah, these corridors are giving a proper medieval vibe to it. We've got rooms either side. Yeah, just look down here, this corridor. Just feel like you're back in like the 14th century in a huge palace of knights. next to the big staircase I walked up earlier, you have this room, which to me looks like an old sort of church room, or not like a chapel, but somewhere where you would come and pray. Maybe there'll be a priest there of some sort. And yeah, a cool statue here of like a bishop of some sort. So that was Castello, and I can see why it's one of the main tourist attractions here in Rhodes, because inside and outside it's just beautiful. So I'm just saying goodbye to Castello, and I'm now on my way to a place called Roloi Clock Tower, which is obviously a clock tower, but it gives you panoramic views of Rhodes, well, Rhodes Old Town, and apparently it includes a drink. So apparently you go there, pay an entry fee, go up the tower, get a view of the Rhodes Old Town, and then get a drink. So let's head there now. I can see why Rhodes Old Town is considered to be one of the best preserved old towns in Europe, because everywhere you walk and everywhere you look is like stepping back in time. Just like look ahead of me with Castello in the background, and you got like the really well preserved city walls. Here you got ruins which are probably hundreds, if not 1,000 years old. A lot of people chilling, enjoying some food and drinks while watching some football. You've got the Merseyside derby going on at Anfield right now. So yeah, I think in this part of town, many sports bars and places to eat, a lot of choices. I like this place as well. That's it. Spoiled for choice around here. I've been wandering around for a couple of minutes wondering where this Roloi clock tower is, but I've just stumbled across it, and yeah, Roloi clock tower. So let's go up here and check it out. You don't mind recording? I can take videos and stuff in there?
Yeah, of course.
No worries. Hello Kitty, that's a big cat.
It's Tommy the Beast.
Tommy the Beast. Hello Tommy. You chilling? Nice.
There you go, tap here.
And it includes a drink as well?
Yeah, with this ticket, up on the right side is the bar.
Okay.
Give it to the bartender.
Yeah.
And you can take your drink.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much.
Right, do you want your receipt?
Yeah, sure.
Messer.
Thank you, love. Cheers. Yeah, I was correct. Get a free drink as well, so hopefully I can get an alcoholic one. And yeah, I believe it's this one here. Hopefully we can go right to the top and get some good views of Rhodes. Quite a steep staircase going up. This is giving Lucerne vibes. When I was in Lucerne and I was climbing up those sort of bell towers with the steep staircases and the big drops below me. We have made it. And look at that for a view. I'll stick my GoPro out. Oh wow. Amazing views from the Roloi clock tower. Yeah, from this window you get a good view of the sea, and over there's the port area. That's where I arrived earlier. Over there's the, I think that's the Castello castle, not too sure. And I don't know if you'll be able to see on the GoPro, but right in the distance there's Turkey. So we're actually not far at all from Turkey, I believe less than 20 kilometers. And from this window here you get probably the best view of the Castello Palace. See down there they've got some, I don't know, maintenance work going on. Yeah, some really good views of the sea. Maybe we'll be able to see it better over there. Obviously that's the Turkish coastline. And over here there's another window too, right by the staircase. So yeah, some more good views of Rhodes. I would have to say this is my favourite view. From all of the 4 windows on this clock tower, this is my favourite because you get a view of the sea and also of Rhodes Old Town. Hawk explores out here in Rhodes, Greece. I'm having second thoughts. I think this window might give the best views, because with this one you get views of Castello Palace, the sea right in front of me, and a lot of the old town right there. This place is called the Roloi Clock Tower because Roloi means clock in Greek. And the original tower, I believe, was built in the 7th century. So this clock tower currently stands on the site of the old one, which dates back to the 7th century. And that was the Roloi Clock Tower here in Rhodes Old Town. Anyway, let's have a little sit down and enjoy a complimentary drink. Well, I say it's complimentary. It's included in the price, but it feels like it's free. My man over there is making me a beer. Thank you very much. What beer is this?
Zithos, local one.
Zithos, from Rhodes?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Yamas. Let's sit in the sun and enjoy a nice Greek beer. So yeah, a local lager, Zithos. My first ever beer in Greece, so cheers, or yamas. That's good. I think it tastes even better because it's nice and cold and it's so refreshing on a hot day like this. So I'm gonna chill and enjoy the views while I also enjoy my beer. I think €5 to go up that clock tower and then also get a drink of your choice, a beer in my case, is very, very good value for money. So I'm very pleased with that. But anyway, let's continue the adventure and explore more of Rhodes' old town. And here's the entrance and exit for the Roloi Clock Tower. So an interesting walkway to walk up and down when coming to the clock tower. But I think the plan for now is I'm gonna go to the city walls here in Rhodes Old Town. I actually walked through there earlier when I got off my ferry and I dropped my bag off at my hostel. I was carrying a really heavy bag, so I wasn't really going to vlog. I wanted to drop the bag then vlog. So yeah, I'm going to go there now and show you guys the old city walls here in Rhodes Old Town. Life is better with ice cream. I cannot disagree with that statement. And out of the 12 Dodecanese islands in the southern East Aegean Sea, Rhodes happens to be the biggest island of them all. And it lies close to Turkey's coast, only about 18 kilometers away from Marmaris, making it a crossroads of cultures. And Rhodes is often called Island of the Sun, thanks to over 300 sunny days a year. So it's safe to say all year round you're gonna get sunny weather here in Rhodes. And I think I am approaching the old city walls. This is called the Gate of St. Anthony, 4th emperor of Byzantine antiques of the Dodecanese. I just don't know where I begin the walk. Is it down here? No, I'm not sure. I'm going to keep walking this way and hopefully start a walk along the old city walls here in Rhodes. In antiquity, Rhodes was a powerful city-state, flourishing in trade, arts and culture. And Rhodes was also home to one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, which was the Colossus of Rhodes. And that was a massive bronze statue of the sun god Helios. And that was built in the 3rd century BC. But it no longer remains, hence why it's one of the 7 ancient wonders of the world. So yeah, I think this is the old city walls. This is not where I was walking earlier, but this is just amazing. So I'm going to continue walking, and like I said, I would just get lost in the streets because, you know, it's all good, you know, going to the main attractions and planning an itinerary, but sometimes it's just as good to spontaneously go where the wind takes you. A man playing the guitar over there. Yeah, this is really cool. As I always say, it's like stepping back in time. Yeah, this is incredible. I've only been in Rhodes for a couple of hours, but it's already exceeded my expectations. So well preserved. And I actually want to go back to where I was walking earlier. I think it was over there somewhere. I'm not entirely sure. You know what? As I said, let's just get lost. Yeah, loads of more dream catchers and evil eyes at the top. These are very popular things you'll see in Greece. I mean, it is my first time in Greece, but I've seen videos and pictures of people coming to Greece mainland and Greek islands, and what I'm seeing now is what I've seen in the pictures and videos. So yeah, definitely very iconic symbols here in Greece. I'm now going to walk down here and see where it takes me, because where I was walking earlier, it was actually taking me out of the old town, and I kind of want to stay in the old town. I'm basically just going to go down some random paths and streets that I've not been down yet and just see what I come across. Man, check this tunnel out. It's literally just above my head. Don't need these. So I'm not ducking, because I usually do have to duck, but up there it's just a big like chimney of some sort. Yeah, really cool tunnel here in Rhodes Old Town, and the tunnel leads to this big open area here, and just looks like a big, I don't know what to call it, like ruins, fortress. This area in fact reminds me a little bit of the Chichen Itza in Mexico. I was very fortunate enough to visit there January this year, and I remember when I went there, around the Chichen Itza there were sort of ruins and dried grass sort of surrounding the Chichen Itza. So obviously I know there's not a big pyramid like there is there, but I don't know, what surrounds the Chichen Itza kind of reminds me of this place. And it's approaching 3 PM and it is safe to say it's the hottest part of the day. I think it's about 29 degrees right now. It is scorching. Yeah, I feel like I've gone off the beaten track here and sort of discovering a different side of Rhodes. I know it's literally next to the old town, and it's probably a lot more of a popular route than I think, but it just feels like I'm off the beaten track because I'm not the only one here. Yeah, literally the only one in sight. But I think that actually adds to the fun and to the adventure of what I'm discovering. So a few facts about the Rhodes Old Town itself. It's the medieval city of Rhodes, and it's been on the UNESCO World Heritage List since 1988 due to its exceptional preservation and historical significance. It's considered to be the largest continuously inhabited medieval town in Europe, with around 6,000 people still living inside the walls. So about 6,000 people live within these city walls. That is pretty impressive. I did not expect a Greek island to hold that title. And Rhodes Old Town reflects layers of history. Byzantine, Ottoman, Italian and Greek influences can all be seen in its architecture. And just like many cities in Europe, Rhodes has a Jewish quarter because it once had a thriving Jewish community. And today the Kahal Shalom synagogue, which was built in 1577, is the oldest functioning synagogue in the whole of Greece. Yeah, I'm literally the only person here. Like, look around me. Can't see a person in sight. So it definitely does feel like I've gone off the beaten track. Yeah, it's just crazy because literally behind that wall there are loads of people, because obviously it's one of, or if not the best preserved old town in Europe. But the other side of the wall is a lot more peaceful, so you get a lot more peace and quiet in this side of town. Man, I got to make the same decision as I did in Plovdiv. Do I go left or right? I'm going to check out what is down here on the left. Might just be a dead end. Let's see. You know what, it might actually just lead back to the right of the wall. Although there are some stairs here, probably doesn't lead to much, but I might climb there anyway. Fuck it, why not? It's Hawk Explores. I didn't come to Rhodes for nothing. Okay, now it's actually better than the staircase leading up to Liberators Hill in Plovdiv. Yeah, it doesn't lead to much, just a bunch of overgrown grass. But still a cool view of the city wall in Rhodes Old Town. I think it makes it even more cool because I'm like the only person here. Anyway, let's walk down to the bottom and continue the adventure. While I was walking, I was just thinking of the number of countries I've now visited, and excluding England, I've visited 30 countries. I've hit the big 30. So I think that is a pretty decent milestone. You know, 30 countries excluding England, for someone my age. I think that is not bad at all. So cheers to many more countries that I'll be visiting, and on Hawk Explores I'll be bringing you guys with me. Anyway, just turning the corner, and yeah, don't really know what this is. Just looks like the ruins or the remains of the old city or the old town. What's up here? Yeah, maybe this takes us back to the main old town bit. You know what? I'm gonna go back on the main sort of paths instead of going off the beaten track. Yeah, I think the stairs have taken me, well, is taking me to the main bit of the old town, back on the main street. So I think I'm gonna go back in the main old town bit and discover more. I've just come to this random part of Rhodes Old Town within the old city walls, and again it feels like I'm off the beaten track because this side of town there's hardly anyone. Just take a look at this street. I mean, the street of the Knights where I was walking down earlier, don't get me wrong, like, that is amazing, but I think streets like these are just as nice in my opinion. Sort of like the narrow back streets, really quaint, really narrow. Yeah man, I think it's just as nice part of town. It gives me a bit of a, well, not including like the floor, but it's giving like Italy vibes with like the sort of buildings you get either side. But maybe it's actually just giving Greek vibes because, you know, Greece is a country that I've not really discovered a lot of. It's my first ever time in Greece, and it's not even mainland Greece. Yeah, some really interesting archways on the top of these streets. Just imagine living around here. I mean, as I said before, you know, around 6,000 people live in Rhodes Old Town alone. So to call this place home, that is a yeah, that's a really cool thing to say, you know, to say, oh, I live here. You know, I'm going to be very spontaneous and walk down here. No clue what's down here, but I don't know, I think with these streets you can't really make a wrong decision as to which street you walk down. And I was just thinking as well, near enough every street in the old town are streets and roads with, well, cobblestones. And sort of two deep questions I have. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna walk down here because I just caught my eye and it looks nice. But yeah, two, I'm actually charging my GoPro, so I'm holding it a bit awkwardly. But yeah, I was just thinking in my head, like, one, how many stones, like in the whole old town of Rhodes, how many stones are like on the ground? And two, how long did it take for them all to be placed? Because obviously people took a lot of time and effort to place these, so making a straight line here in the middle and then making sure they're all even so they're not, you know, uneven so people trip. So yeah, I wonder how long it took, because that, you know, takes a lot of precision and clearly a lot of time. Yeah, I wonder how long exactly. Maybe ChatGPT will know, who knows. And it smells amazing around here. There's a restaurant over there and I can literally smell like grilled meat and grilled fish. Man, it's making me hungry again. Yeah, I've definitely arrived back in the main part of town, and I tell you what, I don't think I've seen as many souvenir shops as I have here. Literally every street you go down, there's just souvenir shops, clothes, ice creams, just all sorts really. So you are not short of gifts if you ever come to Rhodes Old Town. And this must be one of the main squares here in Rhodes as well. See up there, a plane. But yeah, a very popular square here in the centre of Rhodes Old Town. I actually don't know the name of this square, but yeah, as you would guess, loads of restaurants, loads of souvenir shops, and behind the restaurants here are the remains of some sort of castle, so maybe I'll walk down there and see what's going on over there. Just realised, I think it's actually just gates of coming in and out of the old town, so obviously we're in the old town. If I walk over there, I'm walking back out, so maybe I'll just continue walking around this sort of area and again see what I come across. I've ended up where I was earlier. Obviously that street down there is the Street of the Knights, so maybe I'll actually walk down here where those motorbikes are going. But yeah, literally every street you turn, as I said, just more souvenir shops and places to buy goods. I don't think I've seen as many in my life, to be honest. Maybe it's a Greek thing, who knows. But yeah, loads and loads of shops. Must make a killing. Jewellery here as well. Some more purses with evil eyes. I know evil eyes are popular in Greece, but I'm not too sure what the meaning behind is it. Or I know what the meaning behind it is, but I don't know what correlation it has to Greece. So if any of you guys know, let me know in the comments. Yeah, some cool artwork and paintings here. Some interesting pillows as well. And you can literally buy every single thing under the sun. Got some paintings of some Greek islands, maybe like, I don't know, Santorini or Rhodes or Kos, who knows. They're just a few of many. And just like any other city you go to, you have your football shirts. Lamine Yamal, Ronaldinho. Is that Maradona? Yeah. I wonder if they have any football shirts of Greek footballers like Kostas Tsimikas or Kostas Manolas, or who's that other guy? Yorgis Karagounis, that's him, who was the midfielder to help Greece win the Euros back in 2004. This cat's chilling and not a care in the world. Anyway, onwards and upwards, quite literally. And I'm going to explore more of Rhodes Old Town, see what I come across. Well, I'm coming across some very colourful buildings. Yeah, right up there is the clock tower that I went up earlier, so I kind of know like the sort of direction I'm heading towards. And it might be a bit too early to say, but this probably is the biggest old town I've ever been in. I think one that comes close was the Plovdiv Old Town, what I was exploring a few months back. That was big, but this is definitely bigger. Yeah, I was here earlier actually. I remember that night. And over there is the palace. So let's head back towards here and check out this part of town. Here is a place you can book ferry trips. So here you can go to Lindos by boat, go to Chalki or Chakli Island, Simi, Lindos again, Marmaris, obviously Fethiye and Kos. Obviously I came from Fethiye earlier, and that's probably a good idea. Like say for example you come to the Greek islands or a Greek island for a couple of days, let's say. You can take a day trip to another island or even Turkey, depends, you know, depending on what Greek island you're in, to go to Turkey. But because all the islands, they're all so close to each other, so you know, say for example you go to Rhodes, you don't have to be in Rhodes for a week, you don't have to be in Kos for a week, you can take a ferry, stay in another island for one night. So that's the good thing about them being close, you can kind of explore all of them. Yeah, in this part of town you have loads of sort of rooftop bars and restaurants. Up there you have Panorama 360 cocktail and shisha bar, so some shisha bars here as well. And loads of evil eyes in here. All those plates at the bottom. Here as well you got, I don't know, like ashtrays of evil eyes. Maybe if you know you have the evil eye on someone, you can flick ash on them. Check this pair out here. He is massive. One thing I'm going to buy soon is a towel, because I plan on going to the beach in the next hour or so, and I haven't got a towel. Although I could just dry off naturally, I don't have to buy a towel, maybe, I don't know if it's pebbly beaches or if they're sand beaches. I would like a towel to lay down on, and I could bring it back with me, but I don't think enough room in my bag. But yeah, I don't know. I might buy a towel. Might buy a Rhodes towel. Man, check these ruins out. Oh, can you even walk? I mean, yeah, you can walk through it. Thought you couldn't. Yeah, it looks like here they have some sort of live events going on. I see a stage full of instruments. Maybe that's some sort of sound and light system. Yeah, I can imagine a lot of people stood here enjoying some great music. Maybe a little rave, a Greek rave maybe, who knows. But yeah, maybe I'll come around this sort of area later on tonight and see what's going on. You know what I am going to do is go to the beach now, because it's 20 to 5. And what was the score? Oh, it was 2-1 to Liverpool in the end. Last time I checked, it was like before half time, it was 2-0. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to go to the beach now because it's 20 to 5, and I don't want to be roaming around here too much longer and then go to the beach late and then check into my hostel late, get ready, and that'll be late. So yeah, I'm going to go there now. Check-in is not till 6:30, so I've got just under 2 hours. So yeah, but I'll chill at the beach for an hour or two. And apparently as well, at the beach, there's a diving board in the water, like in the sea, because my brother came here in 2022 and he showed me videos of him jumping in. So yeah, I'm gonna go there now and yeah, check out the beach with the diving board. Yeah, and I was thinking, should I buy a towel or not? But you know what, I'm not gonna bother because it's still really warm and I'll dry in like 10 minutes. And plus, I was thinking, I could sunbathe, but it's like 4:45 and I know the UV's a lot lower now, so I'm not really gonna tan anymore. So yeah, I'm not gonna bother buying a towel. It'll be a waste of money. Only problem is, because I'm on my own, I won't have anyone with me to look after like my belongings, like my phone and stuff. You know, I was thinking I'll look for some trustworthy people and ask if they can look after my bag, which will have my phone in. I know it's a bit risky, but you know, I've got no choice. Either that or I don't visit the beach, and I really want to visit the beach. So yeah, I'm sure it'll be cool. Like, I'm sure I'll go there and there'll still be loads of people on the beach. So I'll just, yeah, look for some trustworthy people, and hopefully they can look after my belongings for me. Some really cool walkways and entrances into and out from the old town. Actually, here is where I was earlier. Just realised. Yeah, now I'm getting my bearings a little bit. See a guy over there cooking on the barbecue. Smells delicious.
Hello.
Hello, man.
How are you?
Good, good, good. A really nice church of some sort in front of me, with this water fountain opposite it, and that looks like a bell tower of some sort. So yeah, literally around the corner from the beach now, and it's just still been on my mind about hopefully finding someone who can look after my phone. It should be fine. I should be able to just be like, find someone, can you look after my bag while I go for a swim, go for a dive off the diving board, and they're like, yeah, cool. So, you know, fingers crossed, fingers crossed. Right, I made it to the beach, and look how crystal clear the water is. And just over there is the diving board. So, yeah, I'm gonna find someone to look after my shit. I'm gonna swim over there, I said swim over there with my GoPro, and yeah, film myself jumping off. Right, got someone to look after my bag. Woo. It's actually not that cold, and it is crystal clear. Woo. You can see I've got earplugs in because I suffer from swimmers here. Yeah, let's swim to the diving board. All right, we are out here on the diving board in Rhodes, the famous diving board. And I tell you what, it's pretty high, I won't lie. But nevertheless, I'm gonna jump. Excuse me, mate. Can you record me while I jump?
Yeah, no
Cheers,
worries.
man.
Cool.
Yeah, turn it around. And then once I jump in, just leave the GoPro on the side and I'll collect it after.
Okay, yeah, cool.
Okay, cheers.
All right, mate.
Bit nervous. Hawk Explorers out here in Rhodes. Woo! Good one. Woo! That was very fun. The water is so salty, man. I know seawater is salty anyway, but this is fucking Well salty. I'm out of breath from all that swimming. But yeah, it's like, how tall's that? I don't know, 10 metres maybe? Not 10, maybe like 7 or 8. If any of you guys from Peterborough and you went to the regional pool, the top diving board, it's a bit higher than that by like 2 metres I'd say. Right, we've got Tom Daly out here. I want to hold my GoPro while I jump in, but it's really risky if I drop it. If I hold on to it really tight, I shouldn't drop it. Round 2. Woo! Woo! Got so much salt in my nose and my mouth and my eyes. Oh, it's burning. Oh, woo! Out here, Rhodes though. I was just thinking to myself, I don't know if I'm gonna jump in again while I hold the GoPro. Fuck it, yeah I am. Woo! Oh yeah, baby. Ah, crystal clear water in Rhodes. Salty as fuck though. It's so hard to swim when I'm holding a GoPro. Woo! Yeah, there's loads of little fish there as well. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, quite a few. So yeah, as you can see, there are a few different diving boards. There's a small one there, and there's a middle one, and then obviously the top one. So for people who are too scared, you don't have to jump off the top one. As I said earlier, it's crazy that over there, that's Turkey. That's the Turkish coastline, and I think 18 kilometers. I don't know if that's from here to Fethiye, which is like in that sort of direction. But yeah, the mountains you see in the background, that's Turkey. Walk explores. Woo! So yeah, I'm not going to do it with the GoPro again. Psych! Woo! Go on, speedos. Man, it's slippery here. You probably see like a couple of times when I was running, I literally always slipped over before I jumped in. Woo! I can't even open my eyes. They're already stinging. Woo! Right then guys, I think I'm gonna call it a day with jumping off the top one. Yeet! Man, I see a guy over there did a really peak belly flop. I think he went for a dive and he completely failed it. I'm such a retard. I literally have water shoes and I brought them with me and I just forgot to put them on, and it's not a sandy beach, it is the opposite. It's a very rocky, stony beach, so it doesn't feel good, too good on your feet. But I tell you what, yeah, more beaches should have diving boards like that. Like, that is so sick. If it weren't so late, I'd be there literally all day. But all good things must come to an end. I'm gonna head back to my hostel, get ready and get some dinner, so I'll see you guys soon. Right guys, we are all freshened up, ready to hit the old town and get some hopefully traditional Greek food. So yeah, let's head to the old town. Man, the windy back streets look just as beautiful at night time. I'm approaching a cat gang.
Turn right on Omerow, then in 270 yards. Turn left on Sophocles.
So the place I'm walking to is a place called Hermes Greek Grill House. I asked ChatGPT earlier, best authentic Greek restaurants in the old town of Rhodes, and that was one of the top picks. So, and I checked the reviews and they're all amazing, so I'm gonna head there now and it should be good. But if for whatever reason that it's shit or they're fully booked, then there's a million other restaurants to choose from. Yeah, loads of really nice restaurants to choose from. We've got trees with fairy lights wrapped around them, and it smells amazing around here, and I'm starving. I think all that swimming and all that jumping off the diving board has burnt a lot of energy and calories, so yeah, cannot wait to get some Greek food in me. The place I was just in, Hermes Grill House, I just left. The reviews looked amazing, but I've decided I want fish for my dinner, because obviously the normal stuff they had on there, it was like, you know, mixed grills, mixed chicken, mixed pork, which, you know, I love. It's like my favourite stuff. But I'm going to Turkey after this. I'm going to Turkey tomorrow, and I know I'm going to have so much of that like in the next 2 days. And I know having fish is a really popular thing to have. Where am I going, by the way? I'm just following Google Maps. This way. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to go to this other place. It's called Yanni's. Apparently really authentic as well, and I was looking at the reviews. I think they do fish. I'll be a twat if I go there and they don't. But yeah, I'm going to head to Yanni's now. So I've arrived at Yanni's restaurant in the centre of the old town, and I'm just on the hunt for some traditional seafood. I mean, they've got loads like dorata, octopus, shrimp, sardines, calamari, you know, usual stuff. Apparently sea bass and sea bream is a very popular like catch or fish to have in Rhodes, but I'm not too particular if they don't have any here. Don't think they do. But this place gets amazing reviews. It's a family run restaurant, and I saw the chef in the back. It's like an old grandma, and you know food's going to be good when there's a granny in the kitchen. I got myself a traditional Greek beer, Mythos. So cheers to Rhodes, Yamas. That's really nice. Just feel a bit weird that as you can see, everyone is sat outside, and basically there was no room outside. So when I came here, I walked all the way from the other restaurant to here, and they said, oh, we've got no space. So I walked off, and they were, oh, how many of you? I said, just one. And they're like, you can sit inside. So I was like, all right then, you know, it's got good reviews, and I couldn't be bothered to walk and find another restaurant. So although there is a table leaving, so maybe I'll be able to sit outside. So I think sitting outside is, I don't know, part of the ambience. Creates a good experience, like late night dining in Europe. We also got a glass of white wine, because I know wine, well, white wine is a common thing to drink with fish. So beer and wine, not very common that you have both, you know, with a meal, but fuck it, I'm on holiday. When in Rhodes, Yamas. That is so easy drinking. I've never been a wine person, but that's delicious. And for my starter, got some tzatziki and some, what's that, pita bread. Man, I love tzatziki. A good old friend of mine, Harry Lakin, introduced me to it. He made some homemade tzatziki during lockdown. So Harry, if you're watching this, mate, thanks for introducing me to tzatziki, and I'm now going to try, for my first ever time, tzatziki in Greece. Oh man, gotta be like the best sauce ever invented. It's not as good as yours, Harry, mate. Just realised now, but there's a cage up there, and inside there's like a little parakeet or some sort, like a little parrot or something. I just heard loads of tweeting, didn't think much of it, and then looked up. I don't know if you can see him, right, or her, right at the top. So my main has arrived, and I got swordfish, and it comes with rice, some sort of beans, potato salad. Let's get tucked in. And also comes with this, some sort of dressing. So I'm gonna pour it all over. I'm gonna trust the chef. Swordfish in Rhodes. Let's see what it's like. It's pretty good. I won't lie, I wouldn't say it's like, it's not massively flavoursome, but it's got, yeah, it's got an alright flavour, but it's not like salmon or something like that, where it's like, I don't know, maybe another bite. Maybe with some rice as well. Oh, hot. And some beans. Yeah. All that together is really nice. Give that a good 8 out of 10. To finish things off, I got some baklava. Baklava, one of my favourite desserts. So let's see what a Greek baklava is like. Yamas. Wow. That is amazing. It's got like cinnamon in it. Don't think I've had a baklava before with cinnamon, but it's just so sweet, and that ice cream's so nice. Really complements each other. Cheers to Rhodes. So that was Yanni's Greek restaurant here in Rhodes Old Town. If you want traditional Greek cuisine, go to that place because my food was delicious, to be fair. Fish isn't my go-to. I love fish, but I would rather pick meat over fish, but it was delicious. Got some live music going on. Didn't expect to come across this. Oh, a bit of Bob Marley. I got given these sweets, by the way, from the Yanni's restaurant. And by the way, my nose is completely blocked because of the salt water earlier, or the water. I don't know what it is. It's usually my ears that are blocked, but maybe because they were protected, something else had to get blocked. So yeah, I cannot breathe through my nose. We've got these sort of shops for people if that's your jam. And the plan now is, I mean, there's not really a plan. I'm just gonna get lost in the streets of Rhodes Old Town. I don't know what they're shouting about, but yeah, I feel like I've seen most of the main sites in the Old Town. I'm only here for 24 hours. I leave really early tomorrow morning, so I'm aware that there are some things or places that I've not seen or done yet that I probably won't have time to do. You know, what can you do when you only have 24 hours? But anyway, I'm just gonna get lost in the Old Town here. It's a Saturday night. It's 10 PM local time, so 8 PM UK time, and the streets are still packed. Before I do go back to my hostel, which won't be just yet, I'm gonna get some souvenirs and some fridge magnets like I always do. Definitely some fridge magnets, and yeah, a couple souvenirs as well. So yeah, just gonna go walk around and see what the vibe is. Yeah, I'm back at the square where I was earlier, and it is packed. It is literally 10 times more busy than it was at 3-4 PM. You know, you first thought, oh, later at night it'll be quieter, but no. Not in Rhodes Old Town. It is packed. All the restaurants are full, rooftop bars, people chilling on the staircase. You know what, this sort of bit reminds me of the Trastevere neighbourhood in Rhodes. It's like a neighbourhood in Rome. Did I say Trastevere in Rhodes? I can't remember. I think I'm feeling the beer and the wine. Trastevere in Rome, it's giving those sort of vibes. It's like a very nice neighbourhood and packed with people. Literally a maze of souvenir shops in Rhodes Old Town. As I was saying earlier. Hello! It's literally a maze of gift shops around here. Everywhere you look, every street you turn and walk down, they sell all sorts here. I think it's like criminal that if you leave Rhodes Old Town and go back home without a souvenir. Like, how can you do that? That means I have to buy a souvenir now. Some really cool paintings, Tupac, the Joker, Messi. Well, is that John Lennon? Heisenberg. Is that, I can't remember his name. Guy in the bottom right, and I cannot remember his name as well. He was in Game of Thrones, and he was also in Elf, the Christmas film Elf. Can't remember his name. Late night dining is well and truly underway here in Rhodes Old Town. That's one thing that I do admire about Europe as a whole that they, especially the Greeks. Oh, look at this. That's one thing that I do admire and I'm quite jealous of Europe as a whole, especially in Greece, or so I've heard. Late night dining. It's not really a thing in the UK, and anywhere you go around Europe, it's just such a nice thing. Like, for me personally, a lot of people are like, oh, I don't like eating too late, but you're stuck in like the UK sort of way you're looking at it. Go to a restaurant and not rush in and eating your food, actually take your time to socialise with people. It's really nice, and it's crazy like 10, 11 PM and people are still inviting you to their restaurants. And here is where I was earlier, and I said I had a feeling that there was going to be a show going on, and there is. So let's go check it out. Man, that drummer is really good. Pretty good band. Tell you what, I did not expect to come across that. I was here earlier and I knew that they were setting up some sort of event, but that was very, very impressive. That drummer was unreal. He was ripping the shit out of those drums. But yeah, that was super impressive. Very talented musicians. And yeah, I'm now gonna continue roaming the streets of Rhodes Old Town, see what I stumbled across. Just stopped in a souvenir shop and I picked up this fridge magnet. And I think this depicts Rhodes very, very well. Not only souvenirs did they have in Rhodes, but they have real designer clothes. So if you ever want Calvin Klein or Gucci or Hugo Boss, all the brands they have there, don't bother going to Oxford Street, just go to Rhodes Old Town, they've got you covered. Man, I'm so full up, but all I can smell is like grilled meat, charcoal meat cooking, and it smells so nice, and it's making me hungry again. Nah, I'm not really hungry, but yeah, it smells good. I think what I'm going to do now is, instead of just walking around, I will continue to walk around for a little bit, but I'm going to go to a bar and watch the second half of Fulham versus Brentford, because yeah, something to do instead of walking around and just doing the same stuff I've done most of today. Might as well have a sit down, watch some football, have a beer, and yeah, just, I'm actually knackered to be honest. I've been walking all day. God knows how many steps I've done. There's a man with a guitar over here. Oh man, so impressive. You know what, it feels like this part of town I've not been to yet. Like where I am right now, I do not recognise any of this. So yeah, let's just get lost down here for a sec. Like even there, like I've not even been there yet. Crazy how I felt like earlier I was walking around in circles. Well, not in circles, but I was just always ended up, fucking I can't even get my words out. Always ending up at the same place. But here, it's not the case. I've not walked down here yet. Over there I've not walked down, so yeah, let's check out this part of town. You know what, I am tripping balls. I have been here. Over there is the shop with the boat, with all the evil eyes and the dream catchers. And up here, I've been here today like 5 times. So yeah, I'm once again walking around in circles. Maybe I've just completed the old town. Rhodes Old Town completed, mate. Just picked up these as well. Herbs for chicken and for basically a mixed grill, so all sorts of meats. So can't wait to use these when I get home. Alright, let's find a bar so I can have one last beer here in Rhodes. Look at the size of this beer in a boot-shaped glass with a map of Rhodes in it. Cheers to Rhodes, Yamas! Right then guys, unfortunately my time here in Rhodes has come to an end. I had to be up very early tomorrow morning, 6 AM to be exact, to catch a ferry back to Fethiye in Turkey. So keep an eye out for my next videos where I'm going to be doing a Turkey series. I forgot to finish my outro guys, but make sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons, leave a comment for me in the comment section, and as always, I will see you all on our next adventure together. Till next time.